Hey everybody, so we're coming to you from the camp at Cloudcroft still. It's the end of June.
It is. It's went faster than I thought.
And we've been here a month.
It's went faster, and we've done different things than I thought we would do, and we still have a huge list of things that we would like to do.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to it all, but I guess that gives us reason to come back, even though we've been here for a month.
Yeah.
Some kind of lazy days, some not so much, but those following us on Facebook know that a couple of weeks ago, well, it's literally been
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago, Angie and her dad took me down to El Paso, and I flew out to San Jose. Gary and Kahori and Oliver picked me up at the airport and took me back to Monterey, California, and spent the night there. The next morning I was able to watch Gary graduate with his master's degree.
Lieutenant Gary Lynn Lattimore, United States Navy.
In cyber operations, and I don't know, it's all secret stuff for the Navy that is well beyond me, but then we packed well, they were already packed, but Gary's parents showed up, and Gary and his parents and I hopped in 3 different vehicles with most of his worldly possessions and moved him from Monterey, California, all the way to just outside Augusta, Georgia, in 2,600 miles, and that was a quick jaunt across the United States, and it was awful fun to spend some time with Gary and his parents. Got there, got him moved in, flew back to El Paso. Gary flew back to Monterey to pick up his wife and family and hop in their RV and begin a 30-day jaunt to their new house. And Gary's parents went back home to Idaho Falls, and then I ended up back here in time to
Head to Texas.
Head to Texas. So why don't we talk a little bit about that? Why did we head to Texas?
Well, we met a lady here in the RV park that was from Kerrville, Texas, and she had had knee surgery and started to have some complications with her health, and decided that it was time for her to go home, and didn't feel like she could make that almost 500-600 mile trek by herself. So we helped her move her RV. She just had a little Class C, and I drove that, and Sean drove the truck, and we went to Kerrville. And while we were there, we stopped and saw a couple of my great aunts, and kind of took our time coming back. Saw a little bit of Texas, and I think we were both kind of surprised at the terrain. They both live in beautiful areas and went through beautiful areas to see their homes, and got to come back and take our time. Wasn't nearly as big of a push to come back as it was to get there, and stopped at Carlsbad Caverns.
Yeah, so we left here Monday morning after I had gotten home Saturday night, and traveled through Artesia over to Hobbs, right in the middle of the oil patch. Everywhere you look was an oil rig out there near Hobbs. A little bit of road construction, but not too bad. And then we hit a storm in West Texas.
And they're much worse. I know they're much worse, but for us, we were kind of surprised. And
lightning and hail, and
the lightning was amazing.
Yeah, and we'll get to see a little bit of that. But we finally, the storm delayed us a little bit. The road construction delayed us a little bit. But we finally got to Kerrville and got Carolyn back home, and ended up spending the night there in a hotel with Jazz for the first time. First time we've had to go in and go, are you pet friendly? And they charge you basically for it, but so
it was good.
Then we got up the next morning and decided, well, we're within 100 miles of the Great Ants, and we couldn't have driven clear out there and at least not stopped by. So we
Stopped and saw a couple
spent
of
the
them.
day, saw a couple of the great aunts, and Aunt Malta and Aunt Barbara. Got to see where they lived, which was awesome, and got to go through Fredericksburg. Fredericksburg, really cool little town, lots of vineyards.
And it's beside the Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yep, ended up stopping at the Lyndon B. Johnson Historical Site. We went through Johnston, where Lyndon Johnson was born, and saw that little town, and that was interesting. You know, I mean, I'm 51 years old, but he's just a little bit before my time, and I mean, I know a little bit about his presidency, but it's never really been much of a focus.
Right, but it looks like a very pretty place, and some place I think we'll go back and visit when we have time to spend there, not an impromptu trip.
Yeah. Fredericksburg was beautiful. Texas just wasn't what we expected. I mean, we've driven through Texas 4 years ago and saw a little bit of the northern, eastern, and northern, but the western, especially that southwestern part of Texas. When we got to Aunt Barbara's house, it went through a beautiful canyon, which apparently is very famous. We were on one of the very famous motorcycle rides. They call the Three Sisters.
Three Sisters.
Uncle Dempsey was saying so, and we're like, wow, there's mountains here. Didn't he really expect that? And Aunt Barbara's like, people in Texas don't even know it's like this here.
There was like gulches and lots of huge ranches that have exotic animals.
Now that was what I expected. You drive by and you see a gate.
Huge gates.
Huge gates. Everybody has huge gates.
Some of them I was like, wow, I think that cost more than my house.
Yeah, elaborate, huge gates, entrances into their properties. Pretty amazing that way.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely be spending some more time in Texas, but it was kind of an impromptu trip. Gary's wasn't an impromptu trip. He had asked me before we came here if I could help them out, and then that was awesome. And then we had this impromptu trip. It just kind of brings back the idea that, hey, we have the ability to go out and do those things now.
Right.
It's not having to worry about getting back to a job or something. Somebody needs some help, and then it was awesome to be able to.
But time passes a lot. I mean, it passes the same amount of time for everybody, but it seems like we're getting less accomplished when you have a trip planned and you plan it out and you have 10 things to do. And we came here and we thought, oh, we have a month, we have plenty of time to get all of this done, and we've got less accomplished here than we had planned because we did other things that
came up
and we didn't necessarily plan, so we did different things. And
so we still have some things to do. I don't know if we're going to get to the very large array. Hopefully, I think we're going to go see Billy the Kid Museum and Smokey the Bear Museum. See, and everybody knows Smokey the Bear, but Smokey the Bear originated in Capitan, New Mexico, and I didn't realize that till we got here. So we're going to go see the Smokey the Bear Museum,
and we just have a few things to do. So hopefully we'll get to have them done, but we just wanted to touch base and let you know that, we've not got as much done and got a little bit different things done, and, learning how to go with the flow has been kind of interesting for me.
Adjust to being full-time RVers.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right. Well.
So, thanks for watching, and
yeah, if this is your first time watching, if you'd like to get to know Ange and Jazz and myself a little bit better, please subscribe. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up and follow our journey. So we'll see you down the road.
bye.